Now, just like the hot, supposedly single blonde at the bar, this Jeep Cherokee has got a history. The Sky Jeep here in Provo is providing us with this 2019 Cherokee with over 144,000 miles on it. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. It's currently available for sale. Let's get right into it. Powering this is a 3.2 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic. It puts out 271 horsepower, 239 pound-feet of torque. And from what I was able to gather from the history, and we'll go over that later in the video, but I'll just tell you right now, original engine and original transmission. And although this 3.2 liter V6 isn't perfect, it seems like this is a lot more desirable compared to the 4-cylinder engines available in the Cherokee. If you're looking for more straight-to-the-point reviews like this, make sure you subscribe. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, this vehicle has a little bit of a history. I mean, if we just take a little bit of a closer look, you can see the hood and everything there. Yeah, there's been some repainting. I mean, down here is probably like the most obvious part, and we'll kind of go over that when we go over the Carfax. But with the price of this car, having, you know, a little bit of aesthetic stuff is not a big deal because you're saving so much money. And this has a lot of features on the front. Look at that, fog lights too. Now this one has all-terrain tires, and I didn't think too much of it initially, but then when I crawled in and looked at the suspension, yeah, they upgraded the suspension on this. And this is unibody, but, you know, looking underneath and everything, I'm not really seeing any rusting or anything like that. And frankly, as I've been doing more of these higher mileage reviews, I've noticed that the unibody vehicles just don't have the rust issues of the body on frame, which makes sense, right? When you've got a big metal frame, it's a big metal thing that can rust. Now, if we look at the back end, you can see the back end with the paint quality is a lot nicer than the front end that was obviously, you know, repainted at some point due to an accident. That's hilarious, by the way. But good storage underneath. Is there a spare tire underneath that? Yeah. This thing's pretty darn practical. But yeah, I mean, this is super spacious. This is what makes the Cherokee appealing. And the other thing is that thing right there. It's a Jeep. It's 4x4. And these things can tow, I think, like 4-ish, 5-ish thousand pounds, somewhere around there. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but again, not crazy high towing. If you want big towing, you go for the Grand Cherokee. But again, these are a lot less expensive than Grand Cherokees, and they're still really nice. I mean, look at this interior. These seats too, got little like cloth inserts, and you can fit real adults in the back seat area, which is nice. And if we actually take a look, Kia Century, by the way, up front, again, nice materials throughout. It's got modern tech, blind spot monitoring. Again, it's 2019, so it's not that old. You can see there at the seat, power adjustments, lumbar support there. And then you notice the steering wheel. This is the item that shows the most wear, I think, in this interior. See a little bit there, but like I'm super impressed with the seats on this. They look really nice, and just the interior in general on this. Again, you see some wear on the steering wheel, but like gauge cluster looks great. The whole dash looks, I mean, this, you got a little bit of sun wear, and this still works, by the way, little cubby. But yeah, all of this stuff still works perfectly fine. See all the controls down below, even have the drive modes and everything. Like everything just feels very tight. This generation of Jeep was probably peak Jeep when it comes to like build quality and all of that. So let's get into this hot blonde's past, right? Find out that she actually has a boyfriend. By the way, this has never happened to me. I just know enough people that I know enough stories that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've learned over the years. Now you might be wondering, why was this sold and then sold so quickly? This happens all the time. I'm guessing it was probably like a, let's see, Spanish fork, vehicle serviced, probably like a dealer demo or something like that, that the dealership bought and then the dealership sold as pre-owned. 4,000, it happens all the time. Anyways, regular maintenancing, and then here's the accident report. So it says moderate damages with another motor vehicle. Vehicle ran off the road to hit a tree. Like, there's a big difference between a tree and a shrub. I like how it says hit tree/shrub. Damage to front of vehicle towed. Airbags did not deploy, though. But yeah, that's why you're going to have some painting on the front end. And that happened at, let's see, 25,000 miles. Yeah, so that happened somewhere around 25,000 miles. And they got an alignment afterwards. I wonder if that shrub or tree caused some issues. But after that, it was just smooth sailing. Again, brakes checked at 58,000. Like, none of that is crazy. And so, if you actually service these things on a regular basis, they actually do a good job when it comes to the overall reliability. And again, there is some gaps in the history, but They had to have still serviced it, and then you can see the pre-delivery inspection and everything before it was sold and all that. And it looks like someone maybe bought it, but then didn't buy it. A little bit confused on that last part on the Carfax. But anyways, it survived. Now this Jeep has just over 144,000 miles, and it's still going for about $10,000. Let's see how it drives. You look at the trip computer, because it says 25 up there. I just want to make sure. Yeah, 25 miles per gallon on average. Not bad for a V6, no turbo. It does have auto stop start though, but you can turn it off. You can just press that little button right there. That'll turn that off. Be interesting to see how this drives. Yeah, see, look, I got out while the getting was still good, because I worked at the Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler dealership when it was, 2017, 2019, when it was like peak for the brands, I think. I mean, there was definitely some cool cars that came out afterwards, like the Ram TRX, for example, really cool. But when it comes to like quality, yeah, I think that was kind of like peak quality with the cars. Because after that, they the quality's not bad with the newest stuff, but they've gone for a lot more of a, like the newest Cherokee, for example, it's got way too much European influence, in my opinion, in terms of the build, which is crazy to say, because you think that, like, when you think of European cars, right, you think, oh, those are pretty, like, but you're probably thinking of German European. We're talking about Italian European, right? The Italians, they build cool cars, but they're not the quality ain't there, you know what I mean? Like the fit and finish and everything. So yeah, the new Cherokee's not bad, but it's just like, this feels, compared to the new one, this feels like more of a tank, whereas the new one's kind of more plasticky. And that's why it definitely confused me why they kept, like, they should have just done a different name. Like, honestly, that new Cherokee, they should call that the Renegade. And then they should have given us a real Cherokee. Boxy. Like this was obviously already influenced by the European side of things. But yeah, I think it's been one of the biggest downsides for Jeep is to have that Italian influence in the cars. But and this obviously, like I said, this has some, but it's not too much. Yeah, these seats are comfortable. The suspension's good. This actually is a very nice vehicle. Like I said, the interior on this is really good with how well it's held up. And this is why I like these kind of synthetic soft touch things on the dash and everything, because even if you don't do window tint and you just leave this thing to bake out in the sun, you don't get like the warping and stuff that you get with leather. It's actually quite nice. So yeah, good quality long term. Yeah, and the 4-cylinder is just gutless. It's got some real power. The 9-speed's a little bit rough with the shift points, though, I will say that. The 9-speed's not as smooth as I would like. What is this Camry doing? Okay, they're turning there. 9-speed's not as smooth like the 8-speed, and that's one thing that would kind of personally push me towards the Grand Cherokee more than the Cherokee. The Grand Cherokee is the 8-speed, and I prefer that transmission in terms of the shift points and everything. But this does save you some money, that is for sure. Well, the brakes are still good. So what is this person doing? Okay. In conclusion, the Cherokee, again, like most vehicles, if properly maintained, can go to high mileage. And I think this 3.6 liter, or not 6, sorry, 3.2 liter V6, it seems like it's pretty forgiving, because if there was really that big of a maintenance gap, which I don't think there was, but could have been, it's still running just fine. So, and that's the thing about these naturally aspirated engines. If they're built, you know, any engines can have problems, but like naturally aspirated engine compared to turbo engines, if you skimp on some oil changes, which you shouldn't, but if you do, it's not as big of a deal. You skip oil changes on turbo engines and man, they get clogged up fast. You gotta really be on top of the maintenancing with those turbo cars. So, let me know what you guys think, but people that saying Jeeps can't go to high mileage, there are plenty of these V6 NA Jeeps that go to high mileage.